Russia-Ukraine conflict. It continued in 2025. Another year, another string of missed opportunities and failed chances to reach a peace deal. From practically throwing Zelenskyy out of the Oval Office to hosting Putin for the first time on American soil in a decade, to threatening India, which buys Russian oil and gas, Donald Trump has done everything to come good on his 24-hour promise. But that's not the case. Almost 4 years into the deadliest conflict in Europe since Second World War, peace is still elusive. The conflict on Europe's eastern borders is at a stalemate. Russia now controls almost a fifth of Ukraine. There are talks and talks. That's what 2025 saw. From Berlin to Brussels, from American involvement to a Turkish push, it has yielded nothing. Let me now tell you the big moments on the battlefield, because this is something that isn't going anywhere. And let's tell you why the battlefield moments tell you this war is far from over. First and foremost, Russia grinds forward in the east. That tells you that the momentum, the military momentum, is right now with the Russian forces, and they are looking to build on it. This year, Russia took about 4,700 square kilometers of additional territory. Now, Russia says it's 6,000 kilometers, but independent experts say it's about 4,700. That's very significant. That also tells you that they are completely focused on the eastern belt only. There were earlier in the war, there were efforts to take some parts of the northern parts of Ukraine. That isn't the case anymore. Russian forces are focused only on the eastern belt, where almost twice the size of Moscow has already been taken so far. Little sign that Kremlin is willing to compromise. They've consolidated their position. They've gone out from the northern parts of Ukraine. They want parts of eastern Ukraine that they're very clear about, even as Donbass remains the biggest bone of contention. Zelenskyy says that if Donbass is on the table, then there is no peace deal on the table. As far as Russia is concerned, they're very clear. This is something that they're not going to relent on. Let me now get you some of the key weaponry that was on display as the Russia-Ukraine war continues to grind on. Most importantly, the Shahid kamikaze drones. These were ones that were very instrumental for Russia, as it provided it maximum damage by crashing deep inside enemy targets. This was also part of the arrangement that Russia had with Iran, and soon after, Russia even started to produce and manufacture Shahid drones on its own as well. It has its own factory now, and maximum damage caused by that. Next up are the short-range ballistic missiles that Russia has used, Iskander-M ballistic missiles, short-range, and production has been ramped up by Russia. They're very clear that this is the weaponry that is causing maximum damage and maximum efforts to move forward further inside Ukraine. Next up is the drones that have been used, these are the cheap drones that can be made at less than $1,000. Don't forget, Russian economy is now a war economy. Everything is funding the war machinery, and they are looking at ways to make this cheaper. And these set of drones provide just that. Armed with the repurposed mortar or artillery shells, they are both fast as well as maneuverable. That is most important, because they've also been learning. Remember, this is a war that's now going to complete 4 years in February 2026. They've been learning, and these are the lessons on the battlefield as well. Next up, let's get you now Ukraine's arsenal, which is essentially the American arsenal that is there. America, NATO, they've been the one backing Ukraine completely, and you can see that the tactical missile system that has come in place, something that has helped Ukraine very significantly. These are long-range variants, again, as I said, supplied by the US, and have played a major role in hitting deep inside Russian defense systems. Those Black Sea assaults that have happened, a lot of them is due to this set of arsenal that's happened. Next is the high mobility artillery rocket system, again supplied by America since 2022. America has been committed to provide and help Ukraine more during the Biden era than during the Trump era. But nevertheless, the military partnership remains, and these are important there. Russia considers this to be Russian in terms of high priority areas and targets that have been impacted there. Next, let's get you Patriot missiles. Another US key and marquee defense equipment that is being used by Ukraine. These are surface-to-air missile system, primarily used as defensive system, and they have reports of them actually downing Russian warplanes. The Patriot missiles have actually had a huge impact on the Russian Air Force in the last 1 year, more so in the last 18 months or so, all of it due to Patriot missiles. And how much of that will continue in 2026, how much of that weaponry Ukraine will continue to get, is the larger question that we are talking about. Viewers, as far as the Russia-Ukraine war is concerned, there is no end in sight and no breakthrough whatsoever possible, as Ukraine is very clear it is not willing to cede any territory. This is the part that we wanted to tell you about, the Donbas region, where Russia says it is very clear that this is the area that it wants to take. It includes Donetsk, Luhansk, all of that, which is a deal breaker as far as Zelenskyy is concerned. How long will this remain the situation? Well, no one knows. Most certainly, people sitting in Brussels have no clue whatsoever.